Hey guys, welcome back to the Geek Blend. It is Sunday night, well, late Sunday night into Monday morning on August 21st now. I'm here to talk about Iron Fist for you guys. We're going to go over the Netflix shows this week. I'm going to try to pump out the reviews for all the shows in the next 2 weeks. So we're going to start with Iron Fist since I just finished that. I'll go back and rewatch a couple of the endings of Daredevil so I can get a little more reacquainted with watching that because it's been a while since I've watched it. We'll do a review of Jessica Jones, and when I finish Luke Cage, we'll finish that. And of course, that all culminates with The Defenders. I am binging that currently right now. I'm on episode 4, and Jason had one more episode, I think, to go tonight. So, yeah, he's going to be pretty close to being done by the time I am. So when he gets off work tomorrow night, we're going to have his review of The Defenders up for you guys so we can talk about it because I'm looking forward to it. It's been a few episodes in, but it's been really good. So let's talk about Iron Fist. Let's talk about Danny Rand. A lot of complaints about this series. A lot of them are Finn Jones' acting performance as Danny Rand, just the overall plot and the pacing. I found the pacing to be a little bit off and a little bit spotty at times. The back and forth and the balance between the Meachums and Danny and the Iron Fist saga were a little bit off at some points. They cut to Meachum stuff when they should have stuck with the Iron Fist stuff a little longer, and it just kind of like was cut together a little bit choppier than I would have liked. A lot of people I've seen say that they had Iron Fist, Danny Rand, very naive and very, but you got to think about it. He was missing since he was a child, raised in Kunlun, and of course he's gonna be naive to our world. He's not gonna see anything coming. He's gonna fall for everything, and he did. He fell for a lot of stuff, and there was a couple things he should have seen coming. I'm not gonna go into super detail by episode review. I'm gonna kind of go just break it down a little bit and kind of give you guys my thoughts on everything, and just kind of go over it a little bit here and there. First of all, I think Finn Jones was cast properly as Danny Rand. I think he's developing more and more as the series went on. I think he got better and better. What I've seen from him so far in The Defenders, I think he's a lot better now. The one thing that I did not like about the series was the fight choreography and the editing and the fight scenes. It was such quick cut fight scenes. Like, remember with Daredevil season 1 and season 2, we had those hallway shots that were continuous, no cuts. They attempted to do a hallway scene in the early beginnings of the Iron Fist first few episodes, I believe it was. It was very cut together, and it was very sloppy choreography, in my opinion. It just didn't flow as well as the Daredevil choreography you've done. I don't know if they had a different choreographer. From what Finn Jones has said, that they rushed through kind of stuff to get it out. So it seems like maybe it was rushed in the production, but as it went on, as the episodes progressed, as they got towards the end, I thought the fight choreography got a lot better. Let's go over some of the acting. Like I said, Finn Jones, I think he was really well as time went on. I think he played a very naive, fish out of water Danny Rand when he came back to New York. One of the biggest things that bothered me about the series was at the beginning, it took a long time to prove that he was Danny Rand. Why not just give the dude I guess they don't have any really DNA to go off of. So I guess, but it just took a little bit too long for my liking. Like, I'm Danny Rand. I'm Danny Rand all the time. I'm Danny Rand. So it was just that constantly. And nobody really believed him until Joy kind of started to kind of feel like she knew him. But still, it just took a little bit longer than I would have liked to kind of get past that and move on. Let's get to the next part. The Meachums were cast very well. Jessica Stroup played Joy Meachum very well. She's a great actress. I don't remember. She was on a CW show. It was either the reboot of 90210 or the reboot of Melrose Place. But she was very good in that. I haven't seen her in a whole lot, but she was really good in this. Played this character well. Was very conflicted character. When she was let go from Rand Enterprises and had that struggle to get back to where she was, and then finding out about her father. That arc, she covered that arc well. Her emotional arc, that actress, or Jessica Stroup, nailed that, I think, in my opinion. One of the best performances in the series for me. Jessica Henwick as Colleen was one of my favorites as well. She's one of my favorites across the board in all these Marvel series. I love her. I love Rosario Dawson as Claire Temple. Like their friendship that they kind of built, and that Colleen was training Claire. The fight was cool, but yeah, Jessica Henwick as Colleen Wing was like she's my favorite character. Well, one of my favorite characters in this, like the whole Netflix like Defenders like series. Um, Tom Pelfrey, I believe I'm pronouncing his name right, as Ward was really good. That dude, I hope he does a lot more stuff because I thought his acting was on point. He he you could when he played that drug addicted when it got farther and farther into his addiction in the series, I thought he played it very well. You felt it. You felt that emotion coming from him as a him being a drug addict, him like struggling and struggling with his father, back and forth, the conflict and the way he was treated by his father, who was played by David Wenham, Harold Meacham, who I also thought did a fantastic job. The way that Ward and Harold played off each other in that scene where Ward kills his father was so emotionally impactful. Like played really well. The strength of the scene was so built on that. Those two actors and their chemistry was really good. Just really worked together. You could they it. I felt that like troubled father son bond. I felt like Warp was beat down as he was always with his father. Like he felt like lower and like just beaten down emotionally, and you could tell. And he did a great job in playing that character. um, who am I missing here? Um, Sasha Dewan, I believe you pronounce the name's name right. As who did he play? He played Danny Rand's best friend from Kunlun. Very intense performance. Little bit over the top in my opinion, but other than that, I believe the conflict that him and Danny had and the jealousy that he had that he wasn't chosen to be the Iron Fist and Danny was, and he was an outsider, made it even worse for him the way he felt about that. Um, I liked. I think everybody's chemistry worked. I think Iron Fist, Danny Rand, and Colleen Wing's chemistry worked very well. If that didn't work, this show would have been a lot worse. I don't put it above Daredevil. I probably still wouldn't put it above Jessica Jones, but I haven't finished Luke Cage yet, so I can't compare him yet. But it's kind of tied with him right now. have Daredevil season 1 and 2, of course, Jessica Jones and Iron Fist and Luke Cage tied up at the bottom. But that could change once I see the end of Luke Cage, depending on how that goes. But a lot of people don't like this series, and I don't see why it gets a lot of hate. I mean, I don't want to go into the whitewashing controversy because if you read the comics of Iron Fist, which by the way, I started reading some really good Iron Fist comics this week, and I'll start posting them on the Facebook page and Twitter, which ones I recommend once I get done with the arc I'm on. Um, but he's white in the comics, so having Danny Rand played by a white actor was right. I mean, there are a lot of Asian actors in the series. There's a lot of other there's a lot of African American actors in the series, and all the it's a very diverse cast, and it works very well. I like how they had the Meachams, a white upper class family, because they were a privileged family. Harold Meacham was a very privileged person. Ward and Joy were raised privileged. Danny was would have been raised privileged, but he was his parents were killed, and he was raised in Kunlun and trained to be a warrior. The whole overall arc with the hand, which I still think is the villains they've done in these shows, have just destroyed the Marvel villains on screen we've seen in the MCU. We've had Loki, which has been a pretty good villain, but it's gotten to be at this point it's almost a caricature of the character now. What that they're doing, but the villains in these series, like with Harold Meacham, um, um, the Colleen Sensei, the main hand guy that was killed. Um, the characters are very well. They're not even on screen for a very long time. If you split it up over this huge arc, Harold's not on screen for a very long time. I mean, he is for maybe like an hour and a half total, maybe 2 hours. So, of course, they have longer time to develop these characters, but there's no excuse for the MCU how bad their villains have been. So, hopefully, they can take what they've learned from these shows and project that back onto the screen so we can get better villains in the MCU. Now I know they say it's not going to happen, but I'd love to see these characters show up in Infinity War, just for just a few minutes. Be great. But the overall arc with the hand and the twist that Colleen is part of the hand, but she thinks it's a good part of the hand, realizes that it's not a good part of the hand. I really liked the arc. The whole thing with Colleen being a member of the hand, at first I didn't like it at all. I thought it was kind of a cop out that she was lying the whole time, and I kind of saw it coming a little bit. But at towards the end, I liked it because it was more of a redemption arc now for her going forward. So I like that they're going to have more of a, that she had to be kind of redeemed and kind of change her way of thinking after they were going to kill her for basically betraying them. But she realized that they were doing wrong and that they were building an army in secret. And Gao, the woman who plays Gao on these shows, one of the leaders of the hand, is one of my favorite in the series as well. Anytime she's on the screen, her presence is like it just radiates off the screen. I'm kind of rambling a little bit. I'm trying to go over little pieces here and there. I'm not doing like a full like arc review episode by episode like I said earlier, but I'm just kind of going over little things. I'm sure I missed a bunch of stuff, but I just kind of wanted to talk about it. I just finished it. I like the season finale. There was a shot in the season finale where Danny Rand lit up his fist and dropped it down like a hammer, and the whole room just exploded. That was a beautiful scene. I wish we would have seen more of that. That's another thing. He didn't use the Iron Fist as much as I would like him to. No costume towards the end. Probably will never get an Iron Fist costume. I mean, I don't know. Maybe give him maybe they'll have the guy that made Daredevil's costume work for something for him with the colors from the comics, like that green and gold. So I would love to see that. Also, every time they started to flash back to Kunlun, and you'd hear it in Danny's mind, we didn't see it. We saw like little glimpses, but we never actually saw the flashbacks. In Daredevil, we see the flashbacks. In Luke Cage, we see flashbacks. Why didn't we get flashbacks like that in Iron Fist? Like every time they would start to go, they'd pull it back, and I'm like, okay, really? When are we going to see Kunlun? When are we going to see? We saw little hints of it. That's it. I mean, I wish we could see more of it, and they're moving forward, of course. So we probably will never see anything from the backstory of Kunlun. Maybe a couple things in the next season of Iron Fist, which they did announce at Comic-Con. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see where they go forward with the show and what happens after the Defenders and how that's going to push it forward later. A lot is connected with the hand in the beginning of the Defenders coming. Literally, it kind of, well, I guess the way it ends with Iron Fist, with him going back to Kunlun with Colleen, and then it's not there. And then it kind of leads into them in the beginning of the Defenders, so I'm not going to talk about that just yet, but it does kind of a little bit of a flow into it. So I'm really interested to see where they go with season 2, like after the Defenders, what they're going to do next, who the villain's going to be in season 2. I don't think Harold Meacham is dead. I mean, don't you have to cut his head off to kill him properly? And they burned him alive. Like they cremated it. So is that going to stop him from being reborn? If they bring back that actor as Harold Meacham, I'd be okay with that. Maybe even give him some more martial arts training so he's more of an opponent for Danny Rand for the Iron Fist. Or maybe bring on another villain from the comics that it's more of a equal with Iron Fist. So that'd be cool to see. But overall, it was a good series. It could have been a lot better. The editing was a little choppy. The bounce back and forth between the Meachams and Danny and his side of things, and the way it kind of intertwined, worked in some aspects, and some ways it didn't. And a lot of times when they would cut to the Meachams towards the first half of the season, I'd be like, okay, we got to go back to these people again. Let's go back to Danny and the Iron Fist. Let's go a little more of that. There was an episode where he was challenged to a tournament that Gao was in charge of. And we saw the Iron Fist towards the end, but he didn't use it very much. This show is called Iron Fist. I wanted to see more of him using the Iron Fist. Like, why couldn't we see more of him using the fist? Hopefully, season 2 we'll see a lot more of that. Hopefully, the Defenders will see a lot more of the fist. So it got more and more as the season, and then of course, towards the end of the season, he lost the Iron Fist for a little bit. Then he got it back, and the one thing I did not like at all was at the very end of the episode. By the way, I'm sure I've already spoiled a bunch of stuff, but spoilers. He gets shot in his Iron Fist. Of course, he gets shot in the hand in his Iron Fist. I'm like, really? That's a little on the nose, don't you think? No. But then he healed it by doing the fist. But I knew that was going to happen. I was like, he's going to get shot in the hand. Just wait. Because he had his hand up. I'm like, he's getting shot in the hand. And it happens. I'm like, oh, come on. Don't shoot him in the damn hand. I mean, maybe do that like 3 episodes before. And then have while he's not doing the fist. And then trying to figure out how to do it. And then when he finally gets it back, it heals it. But it did it in like 15-minute arc. And at the maybe 5 minutes. Maybe not even 5 minutes in the finale it happened. And then it was like solved really quickly. So, but I did like how he realized his hand was bulletproof and he stopped the bullet from Harold Meacham at the end. But yeah, I overall enjoyed the series. Could have been better. Oh yeah, 100%. So I hope they take what they like. I hope they learn what they on the mistakes they made in season one and going forward in season two. Like I said, a lot of the mistakes they made was the pacing, the editing, the back and forth between the Meachams and Danny Rand, the Iron Fist saga with him and Colleen. And it didn't work a lot because they would cut over when he's doing something that you need to be staying with. He's investigating and you need to stay with that side. Don't go back to the Meachams right now. That's cool when you cut to them. We can see more of their saga, but spread it out more and don't give it as much. I know it all connected, but it wasn't as connected as it could have been, and it wasn't enough with the Meachams to really to connect to the overall arc, except for Harold being the main villain. Which, by the way, I saw from miles away that I knew that Harold was probably the one that killed his family after it started getting more and more sinister with him, and the more he talked about Danny in a non-friendly way when Danny wasn't there. I was like, I wonder if he's really the one who had his family killed. And he was the one that had the most to gain out of it, so it made sense. But what did you guys think of the Iron Fist? Or just Iron Fist, of course, what they call it. Have you guys read any Iron Fist comics? What do you think of the character in the show versus the character in the comics? Did you think they did a good job translating from page to screen with that character and the way he was portrayed and the way Finn Jones handled the acting performance? Did you think it worked? Um, Let me know in the comments below, or go to Facebook or Twitter and let us know. I'm working on a new website right now that'll be up hopefully in the next couple weeks. But yeah, Facebook.com/the Geek Blend, Facebook.com/ the Geek Blend. Did I just say that? Yeah, and Twitter. So Twitter.com/the Geek Blend. So we're on there. Give us a shout out there. Leave a comment below. I'm going to have a contest coming up soon. I have another digital copy of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice to give away. So keep an eye out for that. And I think there's a couple other things we might be looking at doing a giveaway for. So look forward to our Defenders review coming up. So my final score, since we're probably going to do out of 10 for what we've been doing lately, we still haven't figured out if we're going to do that or do like a percentage score we're going to do. But if I'm going to rate Iron Fist, I'm going to say 7 out of 10 because I'm going to do Daredevil season 1. Like I'll rate I'll wait and rate those when I review those. But yeah, I'm going to give Iron Fist a 7 out of 10. And like I said, it's tied for the bottom spot right now with Luke Cage, which doesn't mean I don't like it or Luke Cage. It just means that what they did before was better. And in all honesty, maybe even Jessica Jones might be tied all three together because of how good Daredevil was. But we'll get into more of that when I do Daredevil and then when I do Jessica Jones and then I do Luke Cage. And we'll see towards the end, we'll kind of break it down where we are. And I'll ask Jason in the Defenders review, since he's seen everything, which ones he liked the most. I don't think he's actually finished Iron Fist, but I'll tell him he should finish it because it is worth finishing for sure. Hope you guys enjoyed my review of Netflix, the Netflix show Marvel Iron Fist, and hope you guys look forward to our review of the Defenders. I'm a little tired tonight, so I wasn't popping like normal, I guess you would say, but hopefully I'll be a little more awake tomorrow. It's been a very, very long week at work. I really appreciate you guys being patient and the ones of who have been hitting me up on Facebook and Twitter. Well, mostly Facebook and Facebook Messenger and texting me to let me know, hey, we're looking forward to more videos from you guys. And I really appreciate those messages from you guys. And thanks for being patient with us as we get through this. Got a lot more work weeks coming where it's going to be a lot busier than it has been. Jason's got a very busy time coming up with his job. So we're trying to get a schedule worked out weekly that we can do these videos on certain days for you guys. We can do whatever we have planned. The next movie we're going to see is going to be It. In the next I think it's like 3 weeks from now. That's going to be the next film we're going to see, so that's coming up too. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Let me know what you thought. Please hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Also, hit that little notification next to the subscribe button so you get notifications when we make new videos. That way you guys can be informed and stay up to date with the Geek Blend and what we're doing. Again, thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you watch these shows, and hope you watch the Defenders as well. And look for our review of the Defenders coming up this week too. All right, talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.